Welcome back. This week, science, data, graphs, and spreadsheets. Let's learn about some science. What is science? What do you think science is? How would you define science? Well, the dictionary defines it as the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. So that's quite a mouthful, I would say, but it's also, I would say, science is open-minded. Okay, so science is open-minded. I believe science is open-minded because as new things are discovered, theories have to change. Theories about the world, about physics, about all sorts of things, and science has changed its opinion countless times over history as people have discovered new things about the world by observing their surroundings, and people have to be curious to find these new things and find these new patterns, and they have to be swayable. They have to be willing to accept new ideas for science to progress. So I believe science is open-minded, as well as all those other things. And science uses data. What is data? What do you think? What is data? What is it? Is it a person? Is it a thing? Well, that's data. That's true. That is a person named Data, but not that data. I'm talking about that's data from Star Trek. I'm talking about data as in factual information. So measurements, statistics. So factual information that you use to calculate something. In other words, numbers. Data is usually just numbers. But if you're just looking at numbers, raw numbers can be a little boring. So it's hard to deal with just straight numbers in a table. It's much easier if you put them into a graph or a chart. And graphs and charts can make data much easier to understand and much more exciting. Okay, so scientists gather data and they put the data into charts and into graphs, and they look for patterns in the data. They try to find patterns in the data, and by putting them in these graphs and charts, its patterns are much easier to find, if there are any in there, what they're observing. And sometimes they can find out new things. Scientists can find out new things by studying certain data about certain things that they're looking at, like animals or plants or how people behave or anything like that. I think graphs can be exciting. I'm about to show you a video of a scientist giving a TED Talk showing you how exciting graphs really can be. Basically, there's going to be two countries, Singapore and Sweden. And the country that makes it to the furthest down and to the right on the graph as possible basically wins, because down and to the right on the graph will be better healthcare and basically better technology and better healthcare system. So they're both trying to get the best technology for that, and we'll see which one wins.
We have to do real-time competition. Okay, I give you Singapore, the year I was born. Singapore had twice the child mortality of Sweden. It's the most tropical country in the world, a marshland on the equator, and here we go. It took a little time for them to get independent, but then they started to grow their economy, and they made the social investment. They got away malaria. They got a magnificent health system that beat both US and Sweden. We never thought it would happen, that they would win over Sweden.
So, Excel and Google Sheets are two programs that are very useful for dealing with data. And they really allow you to turn your data, your numbers, into lovely visual representations like these things, like a bar graph, like line graphs, or like pie charts. For example, when's the best time to eat a pie? Here's a pie chart about when is the best time to eat pie in the pie chart. Okay. Anyways, today, what are we going to do? First, we'll be gathering data, then inputting the data into a spreadsheet like Google Sheets, and finally turning the data into graphs. And then we'll be done. But how are we going to do this? Well, I want you to actually, we're going to actually be trying to gather data while playing a game. I want to see if you can figure out which hand you're better at controlling by playing a game. And then we'll take data on it. So when you're ready to get started, go back to Seesaw and take a look at the assignment here. So after we're done watching this video here, it says next, open up Google Drive. And I put a little link for Google Drive here. And it says click the plus new button and make a new Google Sheet. Then label one column attempts, another left hand, and another right hand. So let me show you how to do that part first. So we click the Google Drive link. Then you click the plus new button. Then you click Google Sheets, the green one, to make a new Google Sheet. Okay, and then it said label one column attempts. So we could just kind of, maybe we'll start in column B and maybe just a couple down just to make some room. And we'll label one attempts, ATTEMPTS. Then the next, we can make left hand. And the next, right hand. Okay. And for this one, we can also actually start to just put some numbers in. I want you to do 5 attempts. So we'll start with attempt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under the first column of attempts, because we're going to do at least 5 tries for each hand. I want you to try at least 5 times for each hand. If not more. If you do more than 5 tries, if you're having fun with the game, you could do more, and you could maybe do like 10 or something. It's up to you. Okay, so we got this part done. What do we do next? Let's go back to Seesaw and read the next part. Okay. In a separate tab, open up the Fighter Pilot Challenge game. Okay, so right here. And play the game 5 times with each hand. And record your results in the Google Sheet. Okay, that's easy enough. So now we have this, and we could kind of split it in half. We could do half and half on our screen. So we could do like, we can put this part over on one side, and we can put our Google Sheet on the other side. So you could do kind of half and half, and that way, as soon as you see your results, you can go and put it into your Google Sheet, like so. Okay. The instructions are, to start the game, click and hold the red square. The aim of the game is to move the red square around the screen without touching the black wall or the blue dots, or the blue squares and rectangles. So here we go. I'm going to start with my right hand, which I know I'm probably better with, and I'll see how long I can survive. Okay, so I'm dodging the blue, and okay, I survived 3.9 seconds. So I'm going to take that number and I put it into my table, 3.9. I would say only worry about 1 decimal place after your seconds. Oops, and I clicked too early there. Let's try again, see how long I can survive. Okay. My longest survival score is about 19 seconds. So if you can survive longer than that, then doing really good. Let's see how far I can go. Oh, okay. 16.9 seconds. Okay, 16.9 seconds. Oops. And here we go again. So try the game like 5 times with each hand. Okay, so I'm only doing my right hand right now, and then I'll try my left hand. And you can see with data which hand you're better at controlling, because this game is all about just control, hand-eye coordination with controlling your. Oh my gosh, that's my high score, 21 seconds. So here we go, 21 point, I think it was 0.1, I forget already. We'll just say 21 seconds. So now I'll do a couple tries with my left hand and show you how that works. So here we go. I click and hold. It's easier now. It's easier if you have a mouse while you play this. If you're on the touchpad with the Chromebook, it'll be hard, but it'll still give you good data, I think. So if you have a mouse, try to use a mouse if you can. Here we go. Left hand. And And surviving, let's see how I do. Okay, 9.4 seconds. 9.4. So not too bad for my first try with my left hand. So try 5 times with each hand and put your data into your table, and then I'll tell you what to do next. I'll get my data here and we'll cut to then, and I'll show you what to do. All right, I've got my data for each hand, and I've got all my attempts written down for attempt 1 through 5 for each hand, and now I'm ready to organize it. Okay, so if you want to make a graph, this is what you do. You click and you drag over your data and your categories. So click and drag over attempts and then down to the bottom of your data, so you highlight all of your data and your category labels. Okay, then you can go to insert right here and go down to chart. So we're going to insert a chart based on our data that we put in, and it shows us a bar graph of our data. So our left hand, my left hand attempt versus my right hand attempts, and how long I was able to survive, basically. And if you want to change your basically your chart and your type of chart, you can go over to the chart editor side over here. Okay, and so chart type, I can look at different chart types. So I can do like a line chart instead. So I can see, okay, my right hand was red, left hand blue line. And so I kind of, it looks like I did a bit better with my right hand, but I had that one attempt that was a lot lower. And you could do maybe like a stacked area type of chart. Well, we could do we could just do an area with covered area. We could just, I don't know, maybe the bar chart, the bar graph is kind of the best. It really does show me that, yeah, mostly my right hand was better, except for this one attempt there. Maybe if I had more data, I could really tell better which one I was really doing well with. So experiment with these charts, these different graphs, and pick a graph that you think works well with your data, and it kind of illustrates it. And then, then you're basically done. You can do a screenshot by doing, if you're on a Chromebook, Control Shift and then the Windows switcher key, or if you're on a desktop, Windows key, Shift and S, and you can take a screenshot of your data, and then you can go back to Seesaw and do add response, and well, here we go. Let's just do it. Here we go. Add response, and then you can do drawing, and then you can do Control V and paste your graph, and then you're done. And hopefully this wasn't too hard for you. I know it's a little complicated, but it just takes some getting used to. It just takes some practice getting used to Google Sheets and how to make cool graphs with some data. And I hope you guys learned a lot this time around, and I'll see you next time.